What's up, y'all? It's Kawaz back here again. I am an artist currently based out of California. I make music and art. You can find any of my music through any streaming service, any platform under the name Kawaz, K-A-W-A with a $ for the S. Then my Instagram is kawaz.222, and that is my main Instagram. My secondary Instagram is kawaz_222. So today we are going to be going over art supplies. When I usually do pen and paper, there's a certain set collective group of supplies that I usually use that are my go-to for when I do pen and paper type work. So I'm going to be going over some of those and reviewing some of the products and tell you how I like them, how they work, how I use them, etc. So these are the main art supplies that I use. And today I will be telling you the different products, how I use them, and which ones are my favorite, etc., etc. So here are the main supplies that I usually use. I'm big on micron pens as well, and I use those a lot, honestly. I just recently haven't been keeping them in my main little bag of pens and supplies, but of course we just got some basic pencils. These ones are this one has ink on it. This is a Refine 701 4B Marco. Another Refine Marco 4B. The pencils I'm not too big on to deal with. I really use any pencil to pre-sketch with. So I just have these random ones here. Then these are honestly probably some of my favorite pens ever to exist. They're so cheap, so easy they're just easy to buy, so cheap. I usually get them from Michael's art supply store. I'm sure you can find them somewhere else as well. Here's the package. They're Bimoji brush pens. Bimoji Stylo Pincel, I don't know how to say that. But they're so cheap. They're like $4 or $5, and they last a good while. They have the brush tip as well as the more finer markerish type tip. And I love these. I use these ones so much. I use them a lot. I use them a lot when I create freehand without pre-sketches. They're so nice for inking. Some of my favorite pens ever. So the Bimoji pens, highly recommend these for the price. Very good. Of course, it's got a simple Sharpie, because Sharpie never can go wrong with a simple Sharpie for filling in big black spots, a lot of inking that's necessary. It's a good cheap marker pen to use to fill in black spots. Then I got an eraser, of course. This thing is dirty. Oh my god, this thing is dirty. But I have an eraser. Then I have this, just a random cheap little, this is a U-Brands, just cheap little pen. I use this one to sign my name at the bottom when I finish a piece. So this one's just for signing my name. Occasionally use it for other things, but mainly for signing my name. Then I have a white marker or a pen. This one is a Uniball Signo UM153. White pen, use it for highlights, to help with the shading and the highlights and the contrast. Other things, use it on black paper a lot for just different styles and things. So yeah, just a different little color for helping get contrast and white light spots in. Here is a set of FABER CASTEL. I hope I'm saying that right. These ones are amazing. Highly recommend these ones as well. They're not too expensive, but they're a little bit more on the more, I want to say pricey, but a little bit more up there with price, because they're just well penned. So if you want to spend a few extra bucks, I highly recommend these ones. Right now they're taped up because I accidentally broke the package, but this is a set of 8 pens and markers. Yeah, FABER CASTEL, highly recommend. Very good art pens. This is the 8-pit artist pens, all black. Comes with different sizes, We have 0.05, 0.3, 0.5, 0.7, 1.5. Then we have a C, a B, and an FH. The B is a brush pen. Let's see on the back a little bit better. And so the B is a brush pen. The FH is a fine liner, kind of more skinnier marker, and then the C is like a thick, kind of sharp, rounded edge kind of thing. Yeah, see, look, I broke the top of this, so I gotta tape them up. But very good pens. Recommend the FABER CASTELs. All very good. I'll be going more over them a little in a second. And then this pen is honestly my favorite recent investment in art supplies. I love fountain pens and rechargeable pens. Pens that I can just recharge, get a bucket of ink or whatnot, and then continually recharge them, so I don't have to constantly buy new individual pens. So fountain pens, a huge fan of, and rechargeable pens, huge fan of. And this is a rechargeable pen. It has ink in the top right here, and you squeeze it down, and the ink comes into here to the cartridge to load it, and you can start. And this one is amazing because of the brush tip. It has the very, very fine, small tip, so you can get extremely detailed, small, intricate lines, as well as you can press harder or turn it and get these thick, juicy, dark lines. So it's great for contrast and changing line weight and variance and that. So very highly recommend this pen. I'm not quite sure what the name is because it is in a Asian language that I do not read, but highly recommend this. This one I just got from Michael's Art Supplies. Definitely worth it. Pretty good for the price, pretty cheap, and honestly, I'm freaking loving this pen so much. It's my go-to right now, especially for free-handed stuff without planning or sketching out, just going in with ink or just inking in general. This is my go-to pen right now, and I'm loving the absolute crap out of this thing. So highly recommend this pen. So yeah, highly recommend this pen. My favorite right now. Then a pencil sharpener, and then last but not least, some Bic whiteout quick dry correction fluid. Cause I try to use only pen when I draw a lot of the time, and I'm a strong believer in the pen as well, as a lot of artists are. It's important to practice with pen only, because with pencil, you go back and you erase so much, and also erasing can mess up the paper, it cause flakes and tears and smudges, these dark spots. And with pen, you just gotta go commit, have confidence in your line work, and it's easy to see the mistakes that you make and know where you've messed up and what to correct and where to improve on. So I'm a big supporter of drawing and only in pen, and sometimes I get, I don't know, maybe a little too in my own head about it, and I solely focus on only drawing with pen, but I forget to, when I'm creating something that I want a more refined final product, that I just go straight in with pen, and I often mess up. So I use the whiteout to help correct those pen mistakes, so that I can still only use pen and have a more pristine final finished piece. So maybe some people might think using whiteout is a cop-out or a cheat, but I don't care. It's what I use. It's what I do for my art. My art is for me personally. My art is my own journey, and I love it. And I want my art to come out a certain way so that I can look back at it and be visually pleased with it. So I use whiteout occasionally, so I don't care what anybody got to say about that. I use whiteout. So yeah, I don't use it too often, but I do use it occasionally. And also I do use it as a art supply itself, on black paper, canvas material. Use the whiteout to draw or create certain like cloudy effects or whatnot. So whiteout have there as well. And so those are my main art supplies that I've been using recently, the past few months, and these are my go-to art supplies, and this pen right here is my main go-to. So here's a Sharpie. I mean, I don't think we need much of a visual representation for a Sharpie, but even with Sharpies you can get some decent fine lines with Sharpies, as well as some thick lines, and it's good for just coloring things in. So that's what I mainly use Sharpies for, is coloring in the big black spots that I need so I don't waste my other good pens coloring stuff in. And then the simple, just basic pen, the U brands, to sign my pieces with my signatures, logos, and name. So just use that to write out at the bottom, usually in a corner or something. The pencils, just 4B Refines Marco pencils, pretty good. You can get some dark lines, and then you can get some real soft lines for how, depending on what you want to do. If you want to do a piece all in pencil, it's good for shading, add some cross hatching. You can go in there, you can smudge these real well, so get some of that action as well. So yeah, good pencils, some Marcos. Yeah. And then of course these, the Bimoji pens, my absolute favorites. Highly recommend these. This one is a brush tip. Absolutely love brush tip markers and pens, because you can get in there with a nice fine line, and then right after you get a fine line, you can push a little harder and get something a little thicker. You can get messy. This one is almost out because I've been using it for a while, but you can get some, like, these kind of strokes remind me of like old Asian kind of like art. I forget what it's called exactly. Like the paintings of the mountains and stuff with the brush pens and stuff. Just, you can get a very pretty kind of stuff with good contrast, lights and darks and stuff. And then you can go back in for some more fine, refined, sharp lines if you want to. So yes, highly recommend the Bimoji pens. One of my favorites, one of my go-tos. Highly recommend these pens. This one is the other Bimoji pen. The other Bimoji pen, it's not brush tipped, but still around the same concept. Dark lines, fine lines, etc. This one is almost out as well, so I'm gonna be buying some more ones pretty soon. But highly recommend the Bimoji pens all the way. Highly recommend the Bimoji pens. And then here we are, my absolute favorite pen that I've been using recently. This brush rechargeable pen. So you squeeze the tip. I don't know if y'all can see that, but you squeeze it and it refills at the top. I'm gonna drop a little bit. Squeeze it and it refills, recharges. Look at that. Recharges. And then, so you can get really, this pen is amazing because the tip, you can get these very small, intricate, detailed lines that are so great. And then right after those, you can get this just dark, thick, crazy line. So the line weight variance on this thing is absolutely fantastic. So I'm a huge advocate and lover of line weight. I think line weight is very important, and I've been practicing my line weight and trying to get better at it because I love seeing the contrast in the different line weight. I think it's very visually pleasing. So this pen has been an absolute lifesaver. It's been a technical difficulty kind of thing trying to learn this pen, because I have very shaky hands, if you can't tell. So if you have shaky hands, do not let that stop you from being an artist, because me as an artist, my hands are extremely shaky. But I still continue to draw and absolutely love it. And this pen, highly recommend. I wish I remember the name. I might try to go find the package, but I don't think I have it anymore. But any rechargeable brush pens with extreme fine lines and extreme dark lines on the other end are so nice. You can also smudge these as well, but be careful when smudging this one. You don't want to press too hard because it does get a little flaky, and I don't know if you can see these, there's little flakes on the paper, so be a little careful when smudging these pens. But yeah, highly recommend this pen. This is my go-to, my absolute favorite. I'm not really drawing anything in particular right now. I'm just kind of showing you how the line, weight, and variance work for different styles and things. So yes, highly recommend this brush pen, rechargeable brush pen. And then over here we have the FABER CASTELs. Let's run through these. The ones that I've been using too recently. This set I actually got for my birthday. Very pleased with it. Set of 8 pens. We're gonna start off with a brush pen, of course. Here's a simple brush pen. Boom. I'm a huge fan of brush pens. Brush pens are my go-to. I love the different line variations that you can get with brush pens. So yeah, this is a good simple brush pen. It's not too technical with this one. You can't get too many different line variants with this one as much as you can with this one per se, or the other Bmoji one. But yeah, good for dark spots and things like that. This one is the C, so it has this fine, like sharp marker kind of spot that you can get. So you can get these like boxy kind of look to it. And then you turn it on the side and you can get these fine, more refined, sharper, smaller, minute lines. And then turn it again, you can get these big ones. Turn it on the side, you can get these small ones. So yeah, highly recommend these ones. The C is a very nice one if you want to change things up. Put it on the corner, you can get these very tiny lines. So amazing. FABER CASTEL, such a great art brand. This one is a 0.3. I'm not gonna get too much into these ones, but the idea, smaller the number, smaller the pen size. So 0.3, get some very small lines. 0.5, even smaller. And then that was the 0.05. This is the 0.5. A little bit bigger, but still small. You can lighten up on your weight and then press a little bit harder. And then we have the 1.5 right here. You get, boom, very big thick lines. And it has a nice little tip to it, so you can get a little smaller with it, but it's still kind of mostly a thick pen. And then over here we have the 0.7. Nice and thick. These ones remind me of micron pens with the rounded tip at the end of the pen. And then we have the FH, which is the more finer kind of marker. So you get some small ones, press a little harder, turn it on the side. So yeah, experiment with your pens. You can turn it to the very tip and press very lightly and get very small lines like this one. Or you can turn it on its side and use the same pen and get very thick lines. So play with line weight. Line weight is very important. Something I've been learning. It took me a while because I was always drawing in just straight thick lines of one number size pens, and it wasn't a bad drawing necessarily, but it was just, it felt empty. So adding line weight gives it this spice. It gives it the spice of life. This one, oh, we already did this one. And yeah, that is the FABER CASTELs. FABER CASTELs. So that is the FABER CASTELs. Here is the whiteout. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory, but you see, I can go over black spots or use the whiteout for highlights and things like that. And so I do use the whiteout as more than just something as a correction tool, but as a tool for art itself. So Highly recommend playing with your tools. Don't just stick to what something's made for. Get creative with your pens and pencils and supplies. Where there's a will, there's a way. Change things up, of course. The eraser, self-explanatory. Sharpener, self-explanatory. And yeah, art supplies that I use. My main ones, this rechargeable brush tip is my main go-to pen. Highly recommend it. Once again, highly recommend it. Play with line weight. I've been working on that a lot. Get thick lines, different contrast. It shows perspective, distance, etc. So thank you for tuning in to my pen review video, the main pens that I've been using recently the past few months. If you want more pen review videos, let me know in the comments down below. If you like what you see, it would be so helpful if you would hit that subscribe button, the like button, leave a comment if you want. Leave some comments on some things that you would like to see, things that I can do to improve, because I'm working on growing this channel, just starting out, brand new, trying to find my niche, find my flow, find my creativity, how to edit videos and things like that. So let me know what you like, let me know what you don't like, let me know what I could improve on, let me know what you want to see in other videos. Thank you so much for tuning in. Just a simple click to the subscribe button does me absolute wonders. Hit that like button and stay tuned for more videos, because this is going to be a daily thing. If you want more art pen reviews, let me know. To all my beautiful artists and explorers, keep on creating, keep on exploring, keep on living your best life. And if nobody has told you today, you are beautiful, you deserve the world, you deserve whatever you put your mind to, and even more. Keep it up. I hope you have a beautiful day, a beautiful life, and I'll see you in the next video. Kawa's out.
You finished?
That's it, man. Game over, man. It's game over.